What's up, you guys? Zoeb here for OneGlanceTrader.com, and in this video I'll be walking you guys through the very popular RSI EMA pullback trading strategy, and then I'll be sharing with you the results of this particular trading strategy across 5 different currency pairs. And as you would imagine, I didn't do this backtest manually. My team did create an EA, and obviously it is absolutely free. Link is inside the description to go pick up this EA. It's inside the members area if you're already a member of the OGT community. All I ask for in return is that you like this video and please subscribe and click that bell notification icon. We have now surpassed 13,000 subscribers. My goal is to get to 20,000 subscribers in 2021. I think at the current run rate, I will beat that, which is absolutely fantastic, but that's the goal I've set myself. So please subscribe if you haven't done so already. And just before we begin, I just want to give a special shout out to the winner from Wednesday's video, Vijay Kumar, who got the top comment for a free 12-month TradingView Pro plan. If you guys who watched that video, I'll put Isaac, my account manager for MyFX Markets, on the spot. If this video got over 100 likes in 48 hours, we would give the top comment a free TradingView Pro plan. So Vijay, congratulations. Contact me at oneglancetrader@gmail.com. I will also reply back to your comment as well on how you can reach out, and then we can sort you out with a free TradingView Pro plan. And for those of you who haven't snapped up this offer yet, courtesy of MyFX Markets, if you are trading on a live account with a different broker, and you are using TradingView, or you are using a VPS, or you would like to use TradingView and would also like to use a VPS, if you transition over to MyFX Markets, you get a TradingView Pro plan or Premium plan absolutely free, along with a free VPS server. So links inside the description, and you've also got Isaac, my account manager's Telegram and WhatsApp if you want to message him directly if you've got any questions. So moving on now to the bulk of this video, which is the RSI EMA pullback trend trading strategy. So this is a very popular trading strategy. I've seen it around on lots of, forex forums and trading forums in general, as well as there's a lot of YouTubers that are talking about pullback trading strategies and utilizing the RSI as a pullback method. So just to kind of give you an overview, if you are new to what this trading strategy looks like, so we utilize an EMA or an MA to clarify trend direction. And my consensus, or the consensus that I found from the forums and videos, that the 200 EMA is a perfect example of a period that you can use to determine the trend direction. So in this picture I've got here at the moment on the USD share 15-minute chart, you can see that this red line is the 200 EMA. And then what we've got, then we've overlaid an oscillator, and again you can use the stochastics, RSI. There's a number of oscillators you can use, but the most popular that I've seen is the RSI 7 period. Now the reason why it's 7 period and not the traditional 14 is that you don't get many opportunities or trading opportunities for overbought, oversold conditions at 14. So therefore we were looking for pullbacks that is a bit more responsive to price action. And therefore a 7 period is generally used. And as you can see here, and these lines might be a bit faint, so we can see here that when the RSI dips below 30, and I've got my OGT RSI MTF indicator on for these arrows. So these arrows are not in the actual EA when you look at it. You have to put the OGT RSI MTF indicator on to see the arrows. And again, you can get that. Link is inside the description to go pick that one up as well. It signifies that when prices in this particular instance oversold, it just shows you arrows that there are potential buy opportunities. And the way that this trading strategy works is we're looking for price to be above the 200 EMA, which is, as you can see on this chart here. And when the RSI comes out of oversold territory, so crosses back up over 30, it will then take the trade. So you can see here in the yellow that I've got, it's got a lot of signals here across this 15-minute chart, and you can see in this nice uptrend, majority of the time, depending on where you put your stop loss and your take profit target, you would have had a lot more winners than losers in this particular piece of price action. And a sell signal is the complete opposite, is when price is below the 200 EMA and when the RSI comes out of overbought territory. So traditionally, the 70 level is kind of anything above 70 is considered as overbought, and then anything below that, when it comes out of that, will then give you a sell signal to kind of go forward. So hopefully that kind of makes sense in terms of what the strategy is all about. And now I wanted to just walk you through is how my team have coded this into an EA. And again, it's absolutely free. Link is inside the description if you want to pick it up. So the first part is the RSI settings. Again, the standard is 14, and then the overbought and oversold levels is 30 and 70. And again, you're completely customizable in terms of optimizations, which we'll go through inside a second. Then you've got the EMA settings. Again, you've got the 200 period as default, and again you can switch it between simple moving average, linear weighted, exponential, etc, etc. And then what we've got here in terms of how I wanted to identify take profit and stop loss, we've utilized the ATR, and the ATR is the average true range, which basically measures the volatility of a currency pair over X number of bars. In this case, in this example, it's set to period 14, and then adds the highs and the lows, and then basically gives you an average across there to determine the volatility. And then what we do from a stop loss perspective is then look at how much multiplier of the ATR you want to be away from your entry, and then the similar sort of aspect from a take profit perspective. And I'll go into it in the next slide in terms of what my stop loss and take profit targets were. But that's generally how I'm using the stop loss and take profit target. I'm utilizing the ATR volatility to determine where my stop loss and take profit should be. And then you got your risk management. There's two ways you can do this. You can either do this using a fixed lot size for every trade or a percentage of your overall account balance. And then if you were kind of trading this live, again, they've got push alert notifications and all that kind of good stuff in there if that's something that you're interested in. So again, you can pick that up. Link is down below. So just to give you guys a view on what I tested and what the final settings were. So the pairs that I've tested is the main pairs: Euro USD, USD JPY, GBP USD, USD Chef, and Aussie dollar as well. And I wanted to take a date range of a year, so I've looked at everything in 2020. And I've chosen the M15 chart because I feel that gives us the right number of trades, because if you go any further higher, you're not going to get a large enough sample for this back test. And then if you go any lower, there's a lot of noise and you get quite a lot of trades, which I don't think will give us a reasonable reflection of the potential of this trading strategy. So we've got a year's time frame across the 15-minute chart, and the spread is 2 pips. And again, depending on your broker, I think 2 pips is quite generous because most of these pairs are kind of the major pairs, and you generally get between 1 to 1.5. So I think I've been a bit generous there in terms of the spread. I'm going with an account balance of $1,000, a 2-to-1 reward to risk, and a 2% risk per trade. So again, if you just look at the screenshot there, so in terms of stop loss and take profit targets, I have set the stop loss forex the ATR away from the entry price, because I want to give price enough room to kind of, or my stop loss enough room to breathe for the kind of volatility. So I've gone for 4 ATRs away, and I wanted to go for a 2-to-1 and again, we'll talk about optimizations inside a second. So therefore, I've gone for an 8x TP multiplier there to give me that 2-to-1 kind of ratio. And as I said, I've not done the fixed lot size option. I've gone with the percentage risk option. So as my account grows, I'm risking more, and as my account goes down, I am trading less to kind of, from a risk of ruin and kind of growth account perspective. So I hope that kind of makes sense to you in terms of what we'll be testing, how we'll be testing it, and over what period we are testing the results in. So here are the results of the backtest over the last over the last 12 months in 2020, and just to go through them in a bit of detail. So in terms of trades, I think each currency pair had roughly around the similar amount of trades, ranging from 198 to kind of to the 246 kind of mark. So it was all good around there. In terms of win rate, very widely difference between the win rates around, probably the average there is probably the low 30%, and drawdowns again very wary between them all, with the Euro USD having the least at 14.79 and GBP USD nearly going to 45% of the initial $1,000. And then so in terms of profit and loss and ROI, you can see that the Euro USD had a fantastic return of 27%, and with the GBP USD having the worst at 43%, and then the others just falling somewhere in between. What was interesting, which I've not got on the screen, and when you guys test this, you guys will find this out as well, is across 2020, majority all currency pairs were at least 20% up. Going into March, April, around the pandemic time in 2020, and then it literally just tanked from there, which is why you've got these massive kind of drawdowns from there. So I do think that there is a potential inside this particular trading strategy, and it's something that, comment down below and let me guys know if there's any additional features like trailing stops or anything like that want to be featured, because I do feel we've got a good base here in terms of additional things that we can do to lock in profits early and things like that. So again, I don't think just looking at the results in itself does it justice, because you'll look at this and think 4 out of the 5 currency pairs were negative, so therefore this trading strategy is not very good. I probably should have just put some of the kind of charts on the screen so you can kind of see how your P&L floated throughout the 12 months. And like I said, a lot of them were up 10-20%, and around the same time with the kind of pandemic kind of starting off, this is all started to kind of plummet down there from that perspective. And so in terms of optimizations, which again I didn't have time to really look into in a lot more detail, is things like playing around with the EMA period. Is 200 too much of a long stretch? Is it better to do 100 period? Even the RSI, the kind of sensitivity of the pullback reflecting to price. Do we want to be a lot shorter so it is more responsive to price, or even a bit longer? These are the things that when you guys get into the EA and have a little play with it, you guys will know. So let me know down below what your back tests are looking like, if there's any optimized settings that you guys would like to kind of test out as well. And again, let me know if there's any additional features. And I think the risk management is probably the best bit, instead of adding more features to the kind of entry signals, because I think trailing stops and all that kind of good stuff, I think could really optimize this particular strategy to reduce down those drawdowns and then let your winners go for a bit longer as well. So like I said, I really hope you like this video. My plan is to do a lot more of these different things going forward. So if there is a kind of a if-then kind of trading strategy alongside with moving averages, oscillators, Bollinger Bands, let me know in the comments down below, and I'll try get the team to run a similar EA with those kind of entry signals. My plan is to use the same risk management using the ATR as the particular stop loss and take profit target. So I think that will be fixed. It's just the input settings of entry signals and exit signals that that needs to be defined. So there may be one in my list of, which you can see on the screen now, of my most popular trading strategies. So I've got a massive playlist. It's got about 20-30 different trading strategies in there. Especially if you're new to forex, especially go and check that one out, as well as my forex scalping course as well. Really popular course that a lot of you guys have given me a lot of feedback on as well. So check out those two thumbnails and those two playlists there. They're on the screen for you now, and I shall see you guys in the next video.